All right. Hello and welcome everyone to another Why Would You Use? It has been a long time since we have done a Why Would You Use, and we have a very, very powerful and quirky new weapon to talk about, and that is the LAETUM. So the LAETUM is the first of the Incarnon evolving weapons that you are going to have access to on the Zaramon, and also I think it is the best by quite a large margin, because not only does it have this nice single fire pistol mode that is honestly quite strong, but also it can evolve whenever you alt fire after building meter into its Incarnon form. And this is a rapid fire explosive shell machine gun that does not need to reload for its entire duration. You can see that meter draining as I am firing this, the orange being how much I've used and the yellow being how much I have left. And then whenever you fired it enough, it will transform back. And you can see that meter that was yellow is now blank. It will fill up yellow again whenever I get headshots on enemies. Notably, I do not have to headshot kill enemies. I just have to get headshots in order to have that meter build back up. So even if you can't kill enemies, which is unlikely that you won't be able to kill enemies with this weapon when it's fully evolved, you will still be able to get it into its Incarnon form. Now, before we talk about the build for this weapon, for you to even understand what the build is doing, we need to talk about the evolutions that I have chosen. Now, there are 3 choices for each of the evolutions, besides the first one, which just unlocks the Incarnon form. And we're just going to go over the ones that I've chosen. There are a few different ways to build this weapon depending on the choices that you make. So, Evolution 2, plus 20% fire rate, more damage, more speed, of course. Evolution 3, on headshot, plus 30% reload speed for 12 seconds. This can stack up to 3 times. This plus your Merciless Arcane is going to make it so that you pretty much are spending no time reloading as long as this is stacked up, which is very nice. Then we have plus 50% headshot damage. With the need to get headshots, having those do considerably more damage, I find to be much better. And then finally, the thing that makes this weapon, and the thing that I think is best for this weapon to choose, on hit that is neither critical nor applies a status effect, plus 400% damage for 20 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So this is 1200% damage whenever it's at max stacks, and we need to build around being able to have a good uptime on this ability. So the build is this. It is a strange looking build that also needs a lot of forma to be fully maxed out like this is, but we're going to explain a few things about how this can be cheaper as well if you do not wish to invest this much, or don't know if you want to invest this much and want to, do some smaller steps towards maybe this. So first and foremost, we have 66% critical chance with Creeping Bullseye, which is plus 200% critical chance, minus 20% fire rate. And then our status chance is 22%. You'll note that we are not using dual stat mods like Pistol Pestilence. The reason we're not doing that is because I do not think that you want any more status than this, which is just the baseline amount on it. Having tried using the dual stats and stuff as opposed to like Deep Freeze and Pathogen rounds, which is usually what you would do, I think that you were too inconsistent on the main cell of this weapon, which is like that 1200% whenever you add more status. But with the 66 crit chance and the 22 status, I've found that you have that damage up pretty much 100% of the time, as long as you are still firing bullets into the crowds of enemies. Which, you're usually going to be doing that. Besides that, I have Primed Fulmination on this weapon. This weapon does not need Primed Fulmination in any way, shape, or form, but it already does enough damage, so you might as well have that damage hit more enemies. Also, Steady Hands. This weapon, default, absolutely kicks like a mule. The first Incarnon level up is get 100 kills, and it is absolutely miserable because this weapon has an outrageous amount of kick. Luckily, you don't need Steady Hands to fix that for you, as one of the other options for the first evolution, or well, evolution 2 anyway, is you can have minus 40% weapon recoil And if you are not going to put steady hands on this weapon, I would very, very much advise you to put the minus 40% weapon recoil evolution on here instead of fire rate, because it's just going to be way more usable and help you get those headshots way more easily. So that's of note that steady hands, not needed at all. Prime fulmination, not needed at all. And just kicking those two out of this build is going to reduce the amount of forma this build wants or would need by like 3 forma down to a much more reasonable like 4 forma build. So with all that, if you want to build like a much lighter build, I would go for that. In terms of what can replace fulmination, if you like either don't have this or don't want to use this, you could just throw Hornet Strike in here. Obviously, a Bane is going to be much, much better, but most people don't want to deal with swapping those in and out all the time, which I fully understand. So just throwing Hornet Strike in is going to be more than plenty. But you could also throw in Fire Rate if you want it to fire even faster, or if you want to use the minus 60% on steady hands and the minus 40% from the evolutions to have basically a laser beam, then you can also go that route with the Fire Rate coming from the main mod slots as well instead of fulmination. So yeah, plenty of like options in here, and of course there is the other entire build that can come out of this weapon with the passive that it can potentially share with the primary evolving gun, which is you have a 50% chance to deal 2000% damage on non-crit shots. But I think that that build is worse for the LAETUM, and that this is going to generally be much, much better. However, you guys will see that build in its primary variant when we talk about the Fen more tomorrow. So, for the LAETUM, what's the deal with this gun? Basically, it's just an incredibly powerful weapon that annihilates enemies. Like, plain and simple, these enemies are level 140, and this is just not stacked up at all. You can see we do 100,000 damage. And that's with, like, nothing, basically, right? We are considering, like, you know, multi-shot and all that good business, and you know, getting all of our damage bonuses from the non-crits and like our passive and everything, but just baseline, these headshots are going to kill enemies, and this is going to persist into the steel path. Hitting enemies in the steel path for like 250,000 damage on a headshot is not out of the question, even heavily armored ones. So it can definitely deal with the enemies, and with the evolution, it's pretty much just spray it in the direction where you don't like anyone, and then no one will be in that direction is generally the thing. And that's going to be what's going on in the Steel Path run for this. The Steel Path run for this that I'm including in this video is just me testing this with the max build for the very first time, with like fulmination and everything, and it's a whole thing. Like, it just eliminates them. It does not care much. Acolytes do not want to be shot at with this weapon. They also hate it. And it is an absolutely phenomenal time. When your meter runs out, it's really not hard to build it back up. And you just have to, you know, get used to getting the headshots and stuff. That's going to be harder against, you know, like infested and stuff. But I still, even there, don't think it's a big deal. Because the non-evolved into the Incarnon form version of this gun is already good. And just being in Incarnon mode just makes it even better. So yeah, that's what's going on with the LAETUM. Enjoy the Steel Path run. It's hilarious. It's basically just a dead body fountain. And yeah, that's going to do it. We'll talk about the Fen more tomorrow. See you then. Yeah. We're just going to go fire this gun. We're just going to go shoot it at some stuff for fun. Can Incarnon compete with your list of top 5 weapons? I think that the LAETUM has a very real shot of being on the top 5 secondaries.
Then steal their Kuba catalysts.
In fact, for secondaries, I think it kind of just is.
As expected, Grineer have shut down environmental systems, sending modified life support capsules. Use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuba catalysts to begin harvesting.
Okay, cool. Evolve. Did you guys expect the like little pew pew to continue forever? No. Warp digivolve your gun into this. Now, this is the steel path, by the way.
Bruh.
Get ready for a capsule.
Loving the fountain of bodies.
I've delivered a
Also,
life
did you
support
just note
capsule
that
to
I
your
shot that armored steel path enemy in the head for a 250,000 damage? Just so we're like clear on that. Just so like, I just really want to point that out. That steel path level armored enemy took a 250,000 damage on a headshot. Like, just so we're clear. As he should. Okay, I have a question. Does the 7 forma investment seem like that much now? That's my question for you guys. Does the 7 forma investment seem like that much now? Nope, not at all. No, this is fine. Okay, I thought that things might become suddenly more clear.
life support incoming.
Things might be, you know, it might make a lot of sense all of a sudden. I might just post this as the Steel Path run because it's funny.
Additional life
Oh man, we got
support has
downgraded
arrived.
back into directional war crimes mode. Oh, now it's all over war crimes mode. Any person who dumps 5 forma and every Lich and Sister weapon has no limit on applying forma. That's correct. Man, they should, like, if DE changes anything, they should make it so this is the weapon that you get whenever you get to rank 4, as opposed to the weapon that you get right away when you show up. You know what I mean? Like, this is a weapon you can get on just, like, actually day 1. Granted, you have to have all 3 of the weapons before you can even fully evolve this thing. Oh, whoops, I double evolved. Means I lost all my charge. No. There you go. Anyway, goodbye, Yanks. You're dead now. Enjoy yourself. Without the final evolution, this gun is nuts. It's good without its final evo, but that final evo is really good.
Shut up and take my money.
Worth pointing out, I feel, the evolution mode breaks on most migration. FYI.
Oh, weird. I'm sure that'll get fixed.
The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. Extraction is available if you need it.
This tile's like not great. Like, I know I'm doing fine in it, obviously, but the tile's not great, so I'm gonna move out of it. Just let enemies follow me over here. Gigantamax weapons when, right? You know, we just warp Digivolve too. Oh, well, no, I guess it can be Gigantamaxing, because Gigantamaxing is also Digivolving. You guys know what the difference is between Pokemon evolution and digivolving, right? You know the difference? Yes, we're all good here? Okay, I just want to make sure. Yep, Pokemon can't go back. Okay, good. I'm glad that we know the difference. I'm just saying, I need to choose a better energy color. Because my bar is running out color, that orange, is super clear, but that blue that I have on this weapon is way less clear for me for whenever I have a full bar. So I think sometimes I'm using like the small mode of the gun like way more than I like should be or need to be. I will say using it like this does need you to be a frame like Neja. Or alternatively to have prime sure-footed like on your frame, because it is an explosive weapon, so firing at your feet would normally cause you to stumble. Hey, a streamline. Nice. Hit a lot of those today. Yeah, Pokemon grow up, Digimon henshin. Well, it's because Digimon have to always be able to go back into their cute form, right? And honestly, like, hot take. And I know, obviously, Digimon has, like, decidedly lost the, like, which one of these series is more popular competition or whatever you want to call it. So there's that. But, like, Digivolving is, like, way better. Because you get, like, dope-ass, like, Metal Garurumon and, like, War Greymon and all this nonsense. But then they just, like, turn back into Agumon. And Agumon's, like, a cute little dinosaur friend. And it's like, okay, that rules. Like, if I got, you know, if you had Charmander and then he just turns into Mega Charizard Y or whatever. And then, like, afterwards, it's like, yeah, now it's a Charmander again. That rules. Like, that would definitely be superior. Yeah, we like our mons to be friend-sized. Exactly. I feel like anyone who can appreciate feel knows what I'm talking about. Is that fair to say? I feel like that's like an objective thing here. Is if you can appreciate feel, then like you get it. You understand what I'm talking about. Yes, feel is objectively worse on evolution. Absolutely agree.
You are running out of time. Consider
Oh, whoops. I
extraction.
wasn't paying attention and I stopped getting life support. Whoopsies. I'm also out of evolution juice. Okay, we'll get more back real quick. Wow, just for the regular version, that was really chunking his shields, huh? Bud, where you run off to? There you are. No, that's not you. Where do you go? Are you outside still? Come here. You have to die. Thank you. I need your drops. Jesus.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
Bang, bang. I started looking at chat 100% whenever I thought I was recasting my 3, and it did not recast. Yeah, this weapon's very good. This weapon, very good. Oh, no, we gotta go down. My bitrate was looking okay for a second, and then you hit alt fire. Well, you know, sometimes it be like that. All right. Well, this weapon's very good.
This is good.
Hey, look, it's max rank again. Isn't that fun? Well then.